Welcome to the tragic love story of Shirin and Farhad. Farhad's love for Shirin was so intense that he carved her name into the rocks and mountains. Khusrau, the king of Persia, becomes jealous of Farhad's love for Shirin. Khusrau tells Farhad that Shirin has died, hoping that Farhad will be devastated. Heartbroken, Farhad believes the false news and throws himself off a mountain to his death. When Shirin learns of Farhad's death, she is grief-stricken and dies of a broken heart soon after.
Once upon a time in ancient Persia, there lived a Sasanian prince named Khusrau. One night, Khusrau's grandfather appeared in his dream and talked about the future of the kingdom and his wife-to-be named Shirin. Shortly after, a close friend described a beautiful Armenian princess named Shirin to Khusrau, and he immediately had an epiphany. Khusrau left for Armenia in search of his future wife, but little did he know of what was taking place where he was headed. Shirin, the Armenian princess, fell madly in love with Khusrau after seeing his painting, and embarked on her own journey to Khusrau's capital, Mardin, to search for him. As fate would have it, in the middle of his travels, Khusrau happened upon Shirin, who was bathing in a stream, a moment that has been immortalized in many paintings and textiles. However, as Khusrau had never really seen Shirin before, he failed to recognize her, and carried on with his journey. When Khusrau finally reached Armenia, he learnt of Shirin's travel to Mardin. Unaware of what destiny had in store for him, he sent a delegate to bring Shirin back to Armenia, but soon after, the death of his own father, the king of Persia, warranted his return to Mardin. Once again, the two lovers began traveling in the opposite direction, as if mere actors in a cruel stage set by fate. Back in Mardin, General Bahram Chobin overthrew Khusrau, and he fled to Armenia in an attempt to seek refuge. In Armenia, the two lovers finally met each other, but Shirin besought Khusrau to win his throne back from the usurper if he wished to have her hand at marriage. Khusrau, knowing that he cannot win against Bahram without help, entreated Caesar, the emperor of Rome, to help him in his plight. Caesar agreed to help Khusrau, but only if he accepted to marry his sister. Left with no choice, Khusrau bowed down before his fate, and agreed to take Caesar's sister to wife despite his feelings for Shirin. Finally, Khusrau regained his throne with the help of Romans, but not once did he stop thinking about Shirin, the reason why he sought Caesar's help in the first place. While fate is mostly cruel, sometimes it works in miraculous ways, and as luck would have, Khusrau's wife passed away, and took with her Khusrau's political obligations. A free man, Khusrau re-embarked on his journey to win Shirin's heart, and after a series of heroic deeds, his grandfather's prophecy came true, and Shirin became Khusrau's wife, and the Queen of Persia. However, when fate grants a boon, it also takes something more precious as payment. In an unexpected turn of events, Khusrau's son from his previous marriage fell in love with Shirin. Driven crazy by his feelings, he murdered his father, and ordered his stepmother to marry him. Shirin did not wish to marry her kin, and the agony of her beloved husband's murder weighed heavily on her shoulders. To free herself of this burden, she committed suicide. As a symbolic demonstration of their love, the lamented wife and husband were buried in one grave, and their souls became one in the afterlife.